stage jerk, shouting obscene words, flipping me the bird. Well, you may be on the state paved road, but that blacktop runs through my payload. Excuse me for trying to do my job, but this year ain't been no bumper crop. If you don't like the way I'm driving, get off on the interstate. Otherwise, sit tight and be nice, and quit your honking at me that way. 'Cause I'm the son of a third-generation trucker. I've been married 10 years to the farmer's daughter. I got 2 boys in the county 4-H. I'm a lifetime sponsor of the FFA. Hey, that's what I make. I make a lot of hay for a little pay. But I'm proud to say I'm a hard-working combine driver. Hogging up the gold with my flower. Chugga-lugga-lugging 5 miles an hour. On my international... All right. Listen, I needed something to get me a little pumped up. My wife and kids, that's their favorite song. I love Chris Morgan. I'm a huge Chris Morgan fan. The song Almost Home brings back a lot of memories, and that song, That Ain't Nothing, is an amazing song about struggle and triumph. Listen, I want y'all to get ready, because I really need you to share this video everywhere you can share this. I'm going to give you a minute to share it, because we're going to break down some stuff, and we're going to get some things clear. We're going to get some things straight from the get-go in this video. So I need you to share it everywhere you can share it, and I need you to pay close attention to everything I'm about to say, because this is the last time I'm going to say it. The only time I'm going to say it. And that's going to be the end of that. So, here's where we're at. I don't pay no attention, really, to trolls. I don't pay a lot of attention to the naysayers. But here's... I swear to you, on all that is holy, there are people in our industry that have fallen and hit their head, or they simply don't have any clue. They just don't. And here's why. The younger drivers, I got called an old hat today, if anybody followed that. An old hat. And did you know that the old hats are to blame for the mandate, and the old hats are to blame for everything that's happened in this industry? We're to blame. Let me tell you something. I have nothing but respect for anybody who does what I do for a living. I'm going to build up to this, so pay attention. If you're out here doing the job I'm doing, I'm going to give you that respect simply based on the fact that you're willing to do what I do for a living. And I know how hard this job is, so I'm going to give you that respect from the very get-go. I got a family at home that I want to make it home to see. I have grandchildren. I have children. I stay in the right lane with my slow-ass company truck. I don't bother anybody. I'm not riding alongside of somebody because my truck goes 2 miles an hour faster than theirs. And I can't be behind them. So that 2 miles an hour, I'm going to stay in the left lane and then look over at me like I need to step on the brakes and back off going uphill so you can get around me. That I'm not going to let go. I'm not going to let go of the fact that a driver pulls into a truck stop and doesn't know how to release his fifth wheel. Doesn't know how to unhook his trailer. I'm not going to let go of the fact that you naysayers want to pretend like the information hasn't been given to you in a million different forms, in a million different ways, when you say it's unorganized, it's unplanned, it's this, it's that, it's a million things. Fact number one, again, there are plans. See,
There isn't a leader. There are leadership roles, okay? Everybody has their own plan. There are different events going to happen all over the world. Canada has agreed to join us. So I'm going to work with those guys, and I'm going to help bring them in. A lot of the Mexican drivers. Randy Gutierrez. A lot of other drivers that I keep seeing finally making posts, making videos. Seeing guys with hundreds of flyers in their hands. This thing is real. It's going to happen. And the closer we get to it, the more these morons are going to try to deter us. These guys, they're going to call out the army. Posse Comitatus forbids the United States military being used against the citizens. And the only form of military in this country that could ever be used when there's complete riots and chaos is the National Guard. Guess how many of our fellow truck drivers serve in the National Guard? Thousands. You really think we're not going to win this thing? Shut up, stupid. Shut up. Shut up right now. Sit down and shut up. Because thousands of people are coming together by the hour, by the minute, by the day. They're not just truck drivers. They're school teachers, construction workers, heavy equipment operators, tow truck drivers, police officers, nurses. You know why? Because everybody is tired of the bullshit. Everybody is tired of the deal with illegal immigration. Everybody is tired with the shit that's dysfunctional in our government. They're tired of it. The American people, I told you all before, are waiting for somebody to stand. Somebody they can stand alongside. The truck drivers have to lead the way. Why? Because we control the country, and people have lost sight of that. That is why it's important. Guys, nothing in this country happens without truck drivers. Groceries, fuel, medical supplies, disaster relief supplies, lumber, heavy equipment, on and on and on. We are the reason the country is allowed to exist on a daily basis. We are the reason they have the comforts that they neglect. We need to lead the way. If everybody's so tired about dysfunctional government, Ace Baker and all these other people, Jamie Wilson, all these other people that are out there trying to cause a movement, they're watching us. The yellow vests in Canada, the Canadian truck drivers, the maritime people, shipyard workers. I mean, come on. We got an endorsement from the maritime people in Canada who want to join us on the 12th of April. Everywhere I go, I talk to people on the forklift. They are 100% for us. You know why? Because here's the threat. A Latin driver on the forklift at Arizona Power, where I delivered, said, if you get the Latin drivers, the Cuban drivers, and the American drivers on the same page, this country is screwed. You know why? Because we can unite, the rest of the country can't. We need to show them that being united is not an impossibility. We have black, white, Spanish, Bosnian. I don't care the ethnicity or the creed. This industry does not have the problems that the rest of America has. We are able to function together because we depend on each other. If the rest of America got that message, if they got the message that they need to depend on each other the way we have started to depend on each other in this movement and this industry, the world would be a better place and we'd be better off for it. The naysayers don't understand because they don't see. They don't see what's happening in this industry. They can't see it. They say, well, what can you not do now that you could do before? I could use my own mind. That's what's different. I could decide to take a nap before I had to be forced to drive through Phoenix. If I got 3 hours left and I'm in Benson, I got to keep going. I've got to get through Phoenix or I lose that 3 hours. And if I've been during rush hour, I lost it anyway. I don't have choices. People don't understand this is about constitutional rights. It's about freedom of choice. It's about what's right. There's no gray area. What's happened to this industry is wrong. And anyone who thinks it's okay for the FMCSA and other regulatory agencies to continue to dictate how we do our jobs and they themselves couldn't do our job isn't thinking clearly. The continuous clock is a problem. It's a huge problem. But people can't see it. And then I spoke with company drivers. You know why they're scared to death for the change to come? They're afraid to be further abused, because if the continuous clock is removed, these companies can say, well, you stopped for 4 hours to rest. You've got 4 more hours you can drive. They're afraid. They're afraid. And with good reason, because there are people out there that want to promulgate the military's going to stop us. And this is a collusion. And it's, you know what? They throw the RICO Act around. People are uneducated. They don't understand the laws. They don't understand the Constitution. They're brainwashed. They're just completely brainwashed. I never thought in all my years I would have to deal with the type of people I deal with today. I never, ever saw it coming. Brainwashed. For someone to say the military will shut you down and that fuel will skyrocket to $6 a gallon has completely lost their marbles, and they're not in touch with reality. They're just not. And for those who say, be very careful because you're in violation of the RICO Act. There is no federal statute or law anywhere on the books, constitutionally or otherwise, that says a man must go to work so that he can provide for people who don't want to work. There is no law anywhere, written anywhere, that I have to keep working to pay for social programs and injustices. Meanwhile, my industry suffers, my personal life suffers, and my wallet suffers. Nowhere does it say Uncle Sam, President Trump, Nancy Pelosi, or Chuck Schumer can make any one of us go to work. Doesn't say that anywhere in the Constitution. We have nothing to fear. If anything, they should fear us. They should fear what they don't see happening in this country. They don't see it. They're out of touch with every one of us. They're out of touch. A police officer is gunned down by an illegal immigrant. Not even supposed to be in the country. And the man loses his life. And we're all just supposed to be okay with this. They keep saying it doesn't happen. It's a small percentage. Well, man, it seems to keep making the news headlines. And the fact illegal immigrants are being dumped at a church not far from where I'm sitting in Phoenix, by the hundreds, because there's no place to put them. We said, don't come to this country, because you're not going to be able to get in. Well, they keep getting in, and now they're being dumped on the streets of Phoenix. The system is broken. Everybody who keeps asking wants to keep making this about trucking. It is about trucking, for me. But that's not the only reason that the truck drivers need to stand up. They need to stand up because everything we hold dear, from the military to our police officers and first responders, to our own personal safety, our own rights, are being trampled on every day by people that collect a paycheck to trample on your rights. They collect a paycheck. Every single one of them needs to be ousted, needs to be gone. There isn't a good one in the lot. I hope you all can see that clearly. Not a one of them is worth a shit. Not a one. They all lie. Their only job is to get reelected. They tell us every year, during election year, you notice how many politicians pay attention to us and they want to introduce bills in because they know how many of us there are. They placate us as individuals and human beings. Truck drivers are not criminals. Look at me. Look at me. Do I look like a criminal? Do I dress and act like a criminal? Do you see gang tattoos? Do you see alcohol? Do you see drugs? I get drug tested more than anybody. This industry, every truck driver out here is drug tested. Now they want to pull hair out of our head and drug test us. We are the safest people on the highway. Minus the ones that are improperly trained because the ATA and the FMCSA want to allow that shit to continue to happen. They want to now put people behind the wheel that had no business being behind the wheel. Our industry is being destroyed not only by the FMCSA and the ATA, but from within, because people have forgotten about what's right. I don't want to hear your arguments anymore. Save your stuff for somebody else. The mandate was unconstitutional in its very form, just like everything else they've ever done. It was a mandate that was unfunded. It was a mandate that requires us to buy a device the government tells us to purchase. That is a violation. That is wrong. That is not American. 3 million miles, and many of you have driven more on both paper and on electronic logs, without an accident or without a ticket. America depends on us for everything. And when they need us, they're happy to see us. When they want us, they're happy to see us. But they pay us no regard. Make no mistake, the car driving alongside you on the interstate gives zero about your life or your safety. You know that guy that goes across 3 lanes and then slams on the brakes in front of your truck to get off an exit he gets off every day? There's zero respect for any of you. And the DOT doesn't look at you naysayers differently than they look at us. You're scum. You're a truck driver. Face the facts. Not a one of you guys that wants to run your lips is better than any one of us that's willing to stand up and fight. Your day will come. Chris Santoyani will tell you. He's like me. He believes that karma is a problem because it will come for every single one of you sooner or later. You will get a ticket that's unfair. Somebody will do something and you will be blamed for it. And it's not your fault, but it's going to be on you. Someone will cut you off and you'll get in an accident. It doesn't matter. In this industry, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Everybody's ticket gets punched. And one day mine will. So I'm fighting to make sure they can't punch my ticket. I have rights as a human being. I have rights as an individual. I am simply not going to allow anyone to say that April 12th isn't going to happen. Because it's going to happen. You know why it's going to happen? Look around. Everywhere you're starting to look, there's flyers, there's chatter, there's people making videos. April 12th, this industry will shut down by any means necessary. And to the naysayer that said, maybe you should tell them what's going to happen because maybe that threat will scare people into reality, here's the facts. And anybody who wants to use any other terminology is fooling themselves. They're a liar and they're not part of the movement. We're going to shut this country down by any means necessary. Yes, that means pain is going to be felt. Roads are going to be blockaded. Streets are going to be backed up. Shit is going to sit on the docks. Your commute that the following week, that following Monday, is going to suck, America. I promise you it's going to suck. I promise you there will be delays in fresh produce coming from California. I promise you there will be delays in milk deliveries and toilet paper deliveries and all the things you hold dear. That when you go to the store, it's not going to be there when you want it to be there. I promise you, America. We have given you warning, ample warning, for years that this industry was begging, Mr. Politician, for someone to listen to what we were saying, to institute safety and training standards to protect our fellow drivers and to protect the young drivers getting into this industry. It hasn't happened. We begged you for better parking and for more parking and safer parking. You have done nothing. We asked you before the ELD mandate was in place to do studies, to study how it would work, how it would affect the average driver. There's nothing safe about this mandate. Zero. The 26 lives a year, you guys blew that. You blew that out of the water. Because last year, 840 of our fellow drivers lost their lives. And 640 of those drivers were not to blame for their accident. It was caused by a four-wheeler who was uneducated. Or the general public not knowing how to drive around a big truck or how the roads affect and speed affect. Just because the speed limit is posted at 55 and it's pouring rain doesn't mean you continue to do 55. It means you slow down. The general public is as much to blame for what's about to happen on the 12th as the politicians. Because when we come to you and we share these things on social media and we pour our hearts out to you and tell you traffic is going to back up in the inner cities, accidents are going to occur. Deaths are going to occur. We have no place to park, so we're parked on the ramps and we're being chased off. And all we're trying to do is get a good night's sleep, rest our eyes, rest our heads to keep your family safe, and we're run off by the police. Guys, we have no respect. America, your 5 minutes is going to be up. it's just going to be up. It's going to be over. Patriots, people with heart and soul and courage, are the people that are going to make the difference on the 12th of April. This movement happened because we've been ignored. Like JoJo said, whether it comes from it's just ridiculous. But you, the naysayer, I want you to pay very close attention more and more every day to what's going on around you. Because you will be the victim of something sooner or later. And then you will want the help of your fellow drivers. Ask Mr. Kirker if he expected to go to Metro Foods and get pummeled by security guards. Ask any of the drivers that have been ticketed if they expected it to happen, if it was fair. We are nothing more than a cash cow for the federal government and for the states. That's what we are. We are nothing more than meat in a seat to the carriers and corporations in this country. You, my fellow company driver, everything's great, you're getting paid. I can't not work because I can't do that to my company. Boy, you piss them off the wrong way at the wrong time, just one time, and watch and see how much your company loves you and appreciates you. Go ahead, because every dog has its day. Karma comes for every single one of us. You can be the best driver in the world, and the first time you don't do something your company wants you to do, you'll be alienated, you'll be outed, you'll be looking for a job. What if you have an accident? It's not your fault, Mr. Company Driver. Many of you have been fired for accidents that weren't even your fault because it's a one-sided story. Y'all know it's true. Don't try to deny it. Or, I mean, come on. Who do you think you're talking to? I have a right to have an opinion. I have a right to tell you the things I tell you because for 18 years, I've fought the good fight. For 18 years, I went on my own behalf to talk to my state legislators. Like I've said a million times, I did things with a plan. Don't tell me there's not a plan, naysayers. Don't tell me April 12th isn't going to happen. Don't dare think for 1 minute that the men and women out there aren't motivated and aren't serious. And there are those that just haven't been reached yet. Every day we reach a few more. Every day we reach another segment of the industry. Every day this movement grows. And every day the voices get louder and they get more. And they multiply. Because I refuse to quit. I refuse to lay down. I refuse to allow my government to continue to dictate how I'm going to live my life. Because I'm not a coward. Not saying you're a coward. I'm saying there are cowards out there. I'm saying that they fear their own government. They fear retaliation for doing the one thing that was a God-given fundamental right. And that was when a government passes laws that are unjust, the citizens have a right to stand up. It's a right. They can't put you in jail for it. And see, the real cowards are in the government, the ones that find it necessary to use force to deter its citizens from having the right to stand up and speak. So if we need to fear our government, I'm ready. The states that continually declare war on truckers openly and publicly, the new tolls that constantly appear to be only truck-related. JoJo's talking about the UCR. With DOT numbers and MC numbers and MC 150s and insurance out the kazoo, why do we need to pay another fee for a UCR? What is the purpose of United Carrier registration? What is the purpose? It's this, and this. What is the purpose of a TWIC card and you still have to have a criminal background check to have hazmat? If you clear a TWIC card and you pay $138 a year for that, why do you have to pay for another background check? If a TWIC card gets you into a safe, secure military installation or a port of entry or a port on the water, because everything about this industry is about how much they can take from you. How much can they take away from you, the driver? All these guys running around talking about they make $150,000, $175,000 a year. You're so full of crap. That may be what the truck grows, but that's not what you took home. So just stop. I didn't fall off the turnip truck yesterday. There are things coming that are going to really suck. And if you don't stand up, you don't use your voice, you don't put your foot down, you're going to regret it. Because it isn't just about these trucks. Sure, we always feel it first, whether it's fuel, it's the economy, whatever it is, this industry sets the tone for the country. It's a fact. We feel it. And there are things we see because we're out here every day and we talk to the average person on the dock, on the forklift, at the job site. We hear things, we see things, we sense things, we know certain things. And the country's going down the wrong path. We're all going down the wrong path. We stopped caring about each other. We stopped worrying about what was right. And we had to choose sides. We had to be on one side or the other, or you couldn't fit in. So let me clear the air. If you're not with us on the 12th of April, you are against us. Do not call this a vacation. It is a strike. It is a shutdown. Whether you're at home or you're out here fighting the good fight, it is a strike. It is a shutdown. It is a stop of movement. So call it what you will. It is a strike. And I'm not going to change the wording. And I don't care if people find that wording to be aggressive. What are we doing if that's not what it is? You think the thousands of us that are up in arms and are fighting the fight are fighting it so we can go on vacation? No! We're fighting because we're tired. We're tired of working to see our tax dollars support people that don't work, that have no... There's never gonna, because the system keeps feeding them. My tax dollars pay for things that I don't even support. Yeah, I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off because I shouldn't have to convince intelligent men that there are things wrong. Those of you that know me, I've always said, just because it doesn't affect you now, don't mean it won't later. And how many of you have seen that happen? How many of you watched me say it, and a couple weeks later, somebody gets pinched, or somebody comes out publicly and says, you know, he was right. I'm not a leader, I'm a voice. I'm trying to inspire you people to get off your ass and stand for what's right. Stand for yourselves. Brian, because I'm pissed. And if you got a problem with it, or you don't, I don't know if you're telling me that because you're concerned about my health, but if you got a problem with me being angry, the door is to the left, brother. And I'm sure everybody who's watching feels the same way. Yeah, I'm pissed off. That's the simple fact right there. We've lost our rights. You guys are criminals, and you allow yourselves to be treated as criminals every day. Every single day. You allow it to happen. From illegal searches to security guards opening your door and looking in your truck and searching your side boxes, to taking your driver's license and making a copy of it that they keep in their files. You give away your rights every day. Every day. And if you're okay with that, no, best of luck to you. But I can think of a few thousand individual drivers that are not okay with this, that are going to say so on the 12th of April. So y'all keep thinking what you want to think. Y'all keep making your little snide remarks in your comments. Someone said earlier that we don't even have a list of demands. And what they don't realize is we do have a group in D.C. that day to represent us. people that we've chosen from the industry that are well respected and well regarded that are going to be in D.C. to deliver those. And I think it's been clear, but just for the record, those that have talked shit today, number one, hours of service reform that makes sense. Not what they're proposing, what makes sense. Training and safety should be moved to number one. Number two, the hours of service adjustments. Parking and the availability thereof, that's said parking. The FMCSA needs to be either abolished or reconstructed, period, end of story. That should remain a regulatory agency, but there should be truck drivers from every segment of this industry that are called to serve at a board that have a say in the things that happen in our industry. It should remain a regulatory agency, but if they're going to keep it, it should be manned by members of the industry and still have a director. That's fine. No more interpretation of the rules. That's a big one right there. So we've got 5 things, which encompass a large variety of things. Are there a million problems? Absolutely. But the hours of service, safety and training, the lies about improving truck parking, they've never improved. It's lies. They spend their money and lie. Truck parking, hours of service reform that makes sense. Not the shit you want to give us, something that makes sense. We have an agenda. We have people willing to go to D.C. and speak, and we have individuals making their own plans on the 12th, how they decide to make their stand. So, it's not disorganized, it's not dysfunctional, and I guess you're just going to have to wait till the 12th of April when your ass ain't moving. When you're sitting behind us, and you're waiting, Because like I said, it's going to happen. As much as those of us that hate it and didn't ever want to see it come to this, we have come to the reality this is the only way we're going to get America's attention. To stop, to cause a little suffering, and to hit America's pocketbook. I understand people may go without things, and I hate that. But I've gone without a lot of things in my career. I've gone without seeing my kids play sports. I've missed funerals. I've missed graduations. I've missed a lot of things that you, mom and dad, Mrs. Soccer Mom, American people, take for granted. Not able to attend a loved one's funeral, to miss a death. You know what? I've already given up enough. So if you have to go without a gallon of milk for your cereal, or you have to use napkins instead of toilet paper, your 5 minutes is up. I've given up enough. And so has every truck driver, man or woman in this industry. We have given up enough already. We have already made sacrifices. Now it's America's turn. You're going to have to sacrifice because we are going to do this. It is going to happen. And yes, you should be worried. You should be worried. Not for your safety, not for anything else, except for the fact that you're going to be inconvenienced. You're going to go without things. Because I have gone without things for 26 years. I have gone without laying next to my wife to provide a service for you. I have gone without holding my grandchildren and seeing them every night to provide a service for you. I have missed moving up ceremonies at school and choir concerts and church on Sunday for you. For an ungrateful nation, for an ungrateful country. I've made my sacrifices. It's your turn, America. It's your turn. Look, I implore any one of you, any driver, to understand. This is not a thought that came easy. This is not something that is easy. And for those of you that think just because I talk the way I talk, that I hadn't put a lot of thought and consideration into this, let me set the record straight. This is not an easy thing for me to do. But it has to be done. Every one of you that has a problem needs to search your heart and remember, you do the same job I do. You do the same job your brothers and sisters do. And you do it at great risk in great peril every day. You put yourself in harm's way. For $50,000 a year, $70,000 a year, tops, benefits, you sleep places that the average person would never sleep. You eat shitty food at truck stops that the average person would never live on. They might call it a snack or a road trip, but you live on this crap every day. People say, we shouldn't have a problem with paid parking because you should be better prepared. I suppose all those people on I-40, they expected that blizzard to hit Albuquerque and for the road to be shut down and for them to be trapped. Look, you can plan all you want. How many of you understand that life isn't about plans? God is in control of everything. You don't get to make the plans. Things happen. They just happen. The best laid plans, sometimes you can make them happen. But there are circumstances that are beyond the truck driver's control. You naysayers have a choice to make. That's what you have to make. You local drivers that are running your mouths, it doesn't really affect you because every night you go home to your family and you think it's not a big deal. And when I hear you make comments like, it's going to make all of us look bad. Really? You're just worried that if we don't work, the shit that you need to do your job locally isn't going to be there. And then that's going to affect you. Well, it's going to affect everybody. It's just gonna. I want you to pay very close attention to the last thing I'm going to say. By any means necessary. So if anybody's watching who has any authority in Washington, D.C. or anywhere else, we will not move these trucks until the demands that we've asked for are met. We will not deliver a single thing. You can call out the National Guard. You can call out whoever you want. You can tow the trucks. You can do whatever you want to do, and we'll come back on our feet. Because I would rather live on my feet than stand on my knees. I would rather you towed my truck, wrote me a ticket, and I had to go to court to defend myself, than allow this shit to keep happening. So whether you tow my truck or you give me a ticket, I'm still not going to work. I will go get in my personal vehicle and I will come back and I will protest and I will make noise. You have to choose what's right for you. But I'm telling you, again, these were not easy things when we set out to do this that any of us wanted to do. But it's going to happen now because nobody's listened. We've heard this crap long enough. And I fear we're not going to wait until April. I fear that there are enough voices growing in this industry every hour, every minute. This is going to happen before April. I don't know how soon. I don't know when. But America, we've had enough. So if I were you, and I were the average Joe or the average Jane, and I was watching this video, I would call my congressman or my senator, and I would say, hey, you know what these truck drivers are about to do? Did you know they're going to deny us milk and cookies, and that we're not going to have toilet paper, or Starbucks isn't going to have coffee, and there may be things that we have to go without? I would be concerned. I would be concerned. Stand as one isn't just a slogan anymore. It's become a battle cry. It's become something that people can believe in. It's been something that's been put deep in the hearts of thousands of truck drivers. Thousands of truck drivers are saying stand as one. Hey, Tommy, go fuck yourself. All of you naysayers, you can go fuck yourself because We're doing this. I don't care if you like my language or not. There's the door. Trying to read some of these comments. I drive for Swift. I know what I'm talking about. I'm a professional driver. I don't care if you drive for Swift or not. A professional's a professional, right? I told you before, we don't care if you drive for Swift, JB Hunt, Rail. If you're going to stand up for yourself and stand up for what's right, we're going to stand alongside you. Every one of us, including me. Just the fact. Care who you drive for. I can tell you this right now. Again, naysayers, you guys are mistaken. I'm just here to tell you, I want you to look closely at that number up top. And I don't know if you know what that number up top represents when it equates to what happens as this goes down the line. You're outnumbered. So pray that you don't get behind me, like I said. Pray that you don't get behind my friends. Pray that you're not where I am that day, because you're going to find out how funny it is. And if you think you're man enough, well, come talk to me. I'll be the guy in the front of the line. All you got to do is walk up there and tell me how badass you are and how, what we're doing is crazy. Don't blame me for what the other 50 guys that are with me do. Just don't, because I would take the day off either way. That's just my friendly advice to the rest of you that want to continue to flap shit. It's going, it's happening. You don't believe me? Look around. You need to pay close attention. You're outnumbered. You're outmanned, you're outnumbered, and you're outgunned. So you can keep making your little posts and your little snide remarks on Facebook. We've come together. Stand as One has come together. We have all come together. Growing by the hour. Growing with every view on that screen up there. Fight for what's right. Stand on the morals. If nothing else, stand on your morals. Do you have a moral compass, any of you? Do you have a moral compass left? I mean, I don't need to be told when to eat, when to sleep, when to stop, when to go. I don't need to be told any of that. I mean, I never have. I didn't get where I am because someone held my hand. Didn't go to a fancy school. I didn't have somebody, old hats they want to keep calling us. I guess that's what we are. The old hats aren't going to give up. So you can kick a guy like me, I just keep coming back. You want to know why? Because I don't know no better. Because I'm old. You can keep kicking, and I'm going to get back up. And you can kick me some more, and I'm going to get back up. I'm not going away. I'm not backing off, and I'm not changing any of this. That's right. Tommy can go. Like I said, guys, we just got to start laughing at these people who don't understand that men and women died for them to have the right to talk shit. My son-in-law, without pay, is halfway across the globe defending his right to talk shit. Tommy. My father served this country. My grandfather served this country. My uncle served this country. People served to protect your right to be a douchebag. So I'm going to allow you to be a douchebag. But you're outnumbered. You're in the minority. I keep trying to tell you guys all day. When you make these posts and I tell you you're in the minority, look around. You're in the minority. You'll find out on the 12th of April. And again, here's my advice to all of you that, like Alan said, the Strong 50, the photo op, didn't mean shit. Wherever you are right now, wherever you are on the 12th of April is when we're going to find out what you're really made of. And so far, I haven't seen anybody besides Alan Kelly and Joe Denny and Chuck Biddles and Brian Hutchins. I haven't seen any of you guys that took the photo op standing up, saying that you're going to stand up. sharing your flyers and your videos. Alan Kelly's right. Just because you stopped that day, if Alan Kelly had told half of you what he was about to do, you wouldn't have done it. So your credibility is on the line right now, because we're going to find out on the 12th of April who the tough guys really are, who the people with courage of conviction and patriotism are. We're going to find out who you are. And when you're not there, any credibility you have in this industry is going to be destroyed. I'm not going to do it alone. There are thousands of us that have listened to your shit for a long time. You say because you did something that makes you some sort of fucking hero. What makes you a hero is when it counts, when it's real, when there's something at risk. That's when it's going to count. That's when it's going to matter. You know, when you can look me in the eye and say that the day before Christmas you led 500 trucks into a small town to prove a point, talk shit. When you can look some of these other men and women in the eye, like Bill Cook and the rest of them that stand out there and they put up with the naysayers, they get the positive remarks, but they have to listen to the bullshit, then come talk to me. Until you've risked something in some way, you're not a hero. You're just another steering wheel holder. That's what you are. Don't care how fancy your truck is. Don't care how fast your truck goes. This is about men, not machinery. This is about spirit, heart, courage. Your truck is irrelevant. Your ego is irrelevant, just like mine. I'll find out what I'm made of on the 12th of April, but I know where I'm going to stand. Do I know what the risks are? I absolutely know what the risks are. And I'm prepared to pay it. Are you? I'm going to stand up for what's right. Every day, every hour of every minute, I'm going to be here to kick you in the ass, to remind you what's right. And wait for one of you to have karma pay you a visit and you reach out to us and beg us for help. That, my friends, is just the way it is. So America, there you have it. Those are our demands. I think I've been pretty clear. There is no leader, there is leadership. There are people willing to sacrifice what needs to be sacrificed to protect this industry and to protect our way of life as Americans, to protect the Constitution and to protect the God-given rights that we have. So 11:59 p.m. on 4/11/2019. Grab everything you can grab at the store. Grab everything you can grab off the shelf and make sure you have extra toilet paper. Like I said, we're not delusional. We know that the first day or two they think we're joking. But just remember this. When they see a few thousand stand up, it's like anything else. They're waiting for the opportunity. They're not going to do it alone. So when they see us, the strong, they're going to start to drop like flies. Men and women in these trucks are going to say, shit, if they're doing it, I'm doing it. Because I'm not alone. So the risk of people joining us because they see the possibility is real is another problem. It will grow. It will spread like a cancer. It will burn across this country. And you will not have the things you take for granted. Ladies and gentlemen, I leave you with this. Stand for something. Stand for what's right. Stand on morals, stand on principle. And anyone who wants to challenge you or doubt you, especially if you have the conviction to stand on what's right, please just simply ignore these people after today. Ignore them. Because they are going to pay a price one day, and they are going to need you. And when they find themselves alone, they will reach back in their memory and remind themselves that they told you were crazy. That will be your joy. Put that in your photo bank. And remember, you gave them fair warning. The time has come for you people to pull up your bootstraps and get ready. Flyers are being found everywhere. People are making banners. People are getting billboards in Kentucky. I mean, it's spreading, and they hate it. So be prepared, because the closer we get and the stronger we get, the more they're going to come at us. Because there are people out there that have a lot to lose, because they said they can keep us on a leash and that they can control us. They've made promises they can't keep. They've made promises that they could keep us on a leash. Believe that. From satellite radio to the organizations that claim to represent truck drivers, they promised the federal government they could keep us on a leash. Well, as you can see, I don't have a leash anymore. I'm not on a collar, and you're not going to control me or my friends. Best of luck to you, naysayers. Like I said, this is the last time I'm going to defend my position. The very last time. I will update you on things that are happening. I will share with you the locations where events are going to take place. I will be your voice. I will be the prep. But for you naysayers, you need to be a little more careful, because there are people out there that aren't as calm and polite as I am. They're just not. Like I said, I encourage you to take the day off on the 12th of April. It would be in your best interest to not be on the road. If you doubt me, look around. Look at the voices. And trust me, this is no longer a joke. You can call it a joke. Call it whatever you want to call it. But it is organized. There is leadership. And there's been a lot of thought involved on how to effectively fuck up America's day. Believe that. Thank you to my Latin brothers, Randy, all of you guys. Thank you from South Florida and everywhere across the great state of Florida for the commitment that you guys have shown in Texas, Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia. Thank every single one of these Latin drivers all over the country, Connecticut, New Jersey. America's in for a surprise. To my Russian friends and my Polish friends and my Canadian friends, guys, Canada is going to join us that day on the borders. I'm working with the Canadian drivers, and I've agreed to help them. So, and I know that the Latin drivers have been talking to a lot of the drivers on the Mexican borders. From sea to shining sea, it's going to be a mess. And like I said, this is not, listen to me, please, guys, for 1 second. This is not, no one's going to make this into a joke, okay? So anybody who wants to, you know what, slow rolls, great. You know what would impress me more? Just shut traffic down. I'm not out here for publicity stunts anymore. I'm not out here to appease people or to get attention. You want to stop, just stop. What, slow rolling? Great idea. But might as well just stop the trucks across the interstate for 20 minutes and then move. I don't see any point to a slow roll. I say just get together with a bunch of your friends and in increments here and there every day, shut down a section of the road. Give them a taste of what's to come. Slow rolls and passive-aggressive behavior. This is a war that they declared on us. Let's be clear. If you listen to JoJo and you listen to everybody else, this was a war that they declared on our industry. We didn't declare war on anybody. We just got up one morning and found out that they declared war on us. All we were trying to do was turn the key and drive and deliver a load. Only to find out they declared war on us. This wasn't something we created. This industry didn't wake up one morning and say, this is bullshit, man. This has been going on for a long time. That's why the American truck driver is pissed off. That's why. Chucky, people just don't understand. This is not about the ELD device. Do we like it? No. Would we love to see it gone? Absolutely. But this has gone way beyond an ELD device, individuals, people, my trucking friends and family. This is not about a piece of plastic anymore. It's not a fight we're going to win. We need to fight for what's right, You hear me? For what's right. We need to fight on our constitutional rights. We need to stand up for what's right. This isn't about an ELD anymore. This is about the lies they've told and the regulatory burdens they placed on this industry to create revenue and to create a kitty of money that goes to everybody but you, the truck driver. It goes to brokers, goes to states, goes to unions, it goes to everything but you. You pay every day. You give every day. You sacrifice every day. What I'm telling you is you need to end it. You need to get what's right, to do what's right for you, to know your worth, to stand on principle. This is about America. It's about you, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, uncle, aunt, my fellow drivers. This is about you standing up for the dysfunctional government that claims to represent you. I mean, think about it. They say they're not going to have money for a wall. So America raises the money for the wall. Then they say they can't take that money. And if they do take it, they can't promise that it'll be used for the wall. Then they say Americans don't want the wall. But yet they've raised $20 million to build the wall? They're out of touch with all of us. On every issue. They want to race bait. They want to keep us divided. They want to keep this against that. They want to create crisis. Because if there's a crisis, they have a job. But think about this. If none of them were there, there wouldn't be a crisis right now. Of any kind. Government, since the dawn of time, was not meant to be what it is today. It is a career for these people. They make more than you. They live better than you. And then they tell you how to live and tell you how you should be better at budgeting your money and how much taxes you should pay and where your tax dollars should go. That's what's happened in America. You're pawns in a bigger scheme. The right wing, the left wing, same bird. It's a show. It's a TV show. It's a soap opera. They play. Don't you guys get this? They have to have a crisis to justify their jobs. They have to. We allow this madness. Time to end it. So, as for the trucking industry, April 12th is our day to say we've had enough. That's where it is. You guys want to keep making this about the ELD? You know what? It's not about the ELD. Okay? One more time. And I want you people, if anybody knows how to remove a clip, share this with everybody. This fight is not about the ELD. We want it gone. It shouldn't have never happened. It's unconstitutional. But this fight has moved beyond the ELD. This is no longer, for me, about this device. Are we clear? This is about the lies they've told us, the promises they've made to fix our industry. They have not done that. The device is simply proof that they have not done that. That they don't listen. That is why we are going to strike. That is why we are shutting down. That is why. Because they have violated our rights as individuals and as citizens of a country. Remember this, You live in a country where you say it's the land of the free. You can't even get married without a license. You can't fish without a license. You can't hunt without a license. You can't collect rainwater in some places. You can't do this. You can't do that. Name one thing you can do besides breathe that doesn't cost you, or that you don't pay taxes for, or that you don't have to have a license for. It's a scheme to keep people employed. The federal government, as much as they say they cut things, they don't. It's a massive fraud to keep people in jobs and to keep political parties in power. Done. I'm done with it. I'm not defending myself anymore. I'm not saying another word. I'm done. If you don't see this as bigger than trucking, you, sir, need to have your head examined. You guys, have a great night. And for the naysayers, I'll see you again and again and again. And I'll see you every couple of days. Because even you naysayers, I love you. I love you guys. I respect you because you do the same job I do. I don't agree with you, and I think you're complete morons and that you've lost your way. But if you can find your way as an American and you can agree that the system is broken, I'll still stand with you. Whether you hate me or not, I'll still stand with you. I'll stand side by side with you. But don't tell me that there's not something wrong and you know that there is. Because whether you agree with me on the hours of service or not, you know there's shitty truck parking. Whether you agree with me on truck parking, you know that you're overtaxed and you're overtold. And for the company drivers, you know that sooner or later your day is going to come and your company's going to punch your card. You're going to do something that they don't like and they're going to retaliate. Because that's just the way it is. Everybody that knows anything knows that that's how it works. Don't care. You're your dispatcher's best friend until you don't do what he wants you to do. They go home every night, you don't. America goes home every night, you don't. You miss birthdays, holidays, as I've said. I have made my sacrifices. I'm not making a single another sacrifice. Not one more will I make. Now I'm going to start taking. Now I'm going to start getting what's mine. That's it. Anybody else who can't stand on their own 2 feet, I don't even have the words. So, good night. God bless. America first. America first. And then, remember, love each other. Take care of each other. Remember, this is not about a fucking ELD device. This is way beyond that. Way beyond that. Way beyond this device. Just remember that. So, your arguments aren't going to work with me anymore. Because I don't care. Keep it, don't keep it, I don't care. It's not about the device for me anymore. Don't care. Not open for debate, not open for discussion. It's over for me. It's here to stay. Great. Don't care. I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight, and I'm not going to give up. That's it. So, God bless each and every one of you. Stay safe if you're out there. I hope you make it home to celebrate New Year's with your family. I will not make it home, once again, to my family to be with them for New Year's. Yes, company drivers, remember, they lie. You will find the lies as you go on. The reason for sign-on bonuses is because they can't get drivers to stay based on what they really have to offer you. Because this is their job to lie to you to get you there. Stand on your principles. Stand on what's right. Stand on what's right. Nothing else matters. Nothing matters. You have rights. First and foremost. I didn't give them up when I got a CDL. God, I love each and every one of you. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for listening to me. I hope you understand. This is not about a device for me anymore. This is about what's right. And it's about America needing to understand the only way for us to reach the politicians that have put us in this position is there's going to have to be a little suffering. And that is what it has come to. It come with a great deal of torment and a great deal of thought, but that is where most of us stand. We're going to do what we're going to do to get the results we desire. We're going to lead the way. Good night. God bless. And God keep you safe. Thank you to each and every one of you that understands why we're doing what we're doing, and that there really isn't just one plan. There is a group of people. There are thousands of voices that have decided to stand. So if you don't like the way it's organized, nobody said you had to participate. You don't like what I have to say, change the channel. You don't like what any of the other drivers are doing or saying, stand on your own. But just remember, one day you're going to need them, and they are not going to be there for you. I promise you, if you don't stand with them this time, you're on your own. Ephraim, like I said, I wish I could mention every one of you by name, but you know who you are. You don't do what you do for recognition. You don't do what you do for credit, just like me. I'm just a voice. I'm just a loud voice who speaks how I feel, who tries to relay what you guys tell me in your messages and your phone calls. Thank you. For those that don't understand, for allowing me to do that for you. See, they think I just come on here and I speak just because I'm speaking for me. They don't know you. They don't see you. They don't hear you. I love you too, Mickey. Guys, God bless each and every one of you. I pray you make the right decisions. But you got to stand together. You've got to spread the word, and you've got to mean it. You've got to mean it. This could be the time that you change the course of history. Not just for trucking, but for everything. You may encourage someone you don't even know to stand up for what's right. Like I said, God bless our military. God bless my son-in-law, Hayden Blair, somewhere in Africa. Thank you for your service. Thank you for every one of you that served to protect my right to come on here and scream like a madman. Thank you to the police officers who put themselves in harm's way. Thank you to every one of you that has the courage to stand. Travel safe, travel well, and go to church on Sunday. Y'all need it. Good night.